There are many ways to look at the fascinating evolution of the global economy. At times, its complexity can be overwhelming, raising more questions than it answers. At other moments, the pace of change accelerates so rapidly that it almost takes your breath away. And then, there are those observations that bring unexpected and highly promising developments into focus, leaving us with one essential question: why didn't we see this sooner? Thea's film series is dedicated to exactly those moments of discovery. Across the countries of Central Asia, key players along the Middle Corridor, there is a wealth of surprising and promising economic developments and international partnerships waiting to be explored. So join us on a journey that begins in one of Central Asia's largest and most compelling nations, the 9th largest country in the world, stretching from the snow-capped giants of the Altai Mountains in the east to the shores of the Caspian Sea in the west, the remarkable and inspiring Kazakhstan. If the steady rhythm of railway wheels on steel is the heartbeat of logistics, then it is nowhere more constant, more powerful than along the 4,800-kilometer route stretching from Altinkoy in eastern Kazakhstan to the port of Aktau on the shores of the Caspian Sea. And beyond the fact that this vast country, with its dynamic growth across multiple industries, is also an innovator in renewable energy, geothermal solutions, and sustainable agriculture, its role as a connector between continents remains undeniably vital to the global economy. To gain deeper insight into the development of this critical logistics corridor, we visited the Ministry of Transport in the capital city of Astana.
И на сегодняшний день через Казахстан в целом проходит 13 международных коридоров.
13 international corridors pass through Kazakhstan in total. 5 of them are rail, 8 are road, and 1 of them is the Middle Corridor, also known as the Trans-Caspian route. For us, the development of the Middle Corridor is one of the priorities of our transport policy. Since 2022, we have actively been working on increasing the transport potential of the corridor, including developing rail infrastructure, road infrastructure, port capacity, expanding the fleet, rolling stock and terminal infrastructure, if we summarize briefly. By the end of 2024, total volume transported along the Middle Corridor reached 4.5 million tons, with growth of 62%. Today, extensive work is underway along the corridor to improve infrastructure, particularly port development. Last year, we carried out dredging work in the port. This year, similar work is being carried out in the port of Aktau, as well as rail infrastructure development toward the Caspian ports. Another key factor in developing any corridor is synchronized development with neighboring countries. An international corridor cannot belong to just one country. Wherever it passes, all those countries must coordinate. The Middle Corridor passes through Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Georgia, and then either via Palti port to Europe or via Turkey and Istanbul or Turkish ports to Europe. We've signed a roadmap with our partners on synchronized development of the Middle Corridor, and soon we plan to sign an intergovernmental agreement on the development of the Trans-Caspian international transport route.
Following this warm welcome, with an official statement by a representative of the government, we were keen to gain more insights from a Dutch perspective. After all, since 2005, the Netherlands has been among Kazakhstan's largest investors across a wide range of economic sectors. So we arranged a meeting in Astana with the ambassador of the Netherlands and met him at the banks of the Ishim River.
Kazakhstan, as part of the Middle Corridor, is a country that is investing heavily in infrastructure. But if you look at the map, it's a vast country So many investments are needed in rail, in air, in roads, but also in ports because of the Caspian Sea. And that is where the Netherlands is, of course, very strong at. We have this capacity, this knowledge on how to invest in logistics, in harbor management, port management. So that is the kind of things where we can certainly assist Kazakhstan and play a role in the middle corridor. If you look at the recent developments, China is investing heavily in connecting to Europe, and of course the sea lanes were always the logic connection. But nowadays we also want to get quicker our goods from China, and by sea it takes too long in some cases, and by air it's too expensive. So then the shortest way is by land. And in the north it's a bit difficult at the moment, so therefore also alternative routes are necessary, and those are going through Central Asia, through Kazakhstan. And that is why it's important for Kazakhstan to invest in this kind of connections where the Netherlands can play a role, and where we see this bridge function for Kazakhstan, and therefore for Dutch companies to jump into this.
But the expansion of the Trans-Caspian international transport route is not only international attractive for making Kazakhstan an increasingly reliable and geopolitically resilient bridge between Europe and Asia. This is only part of the picture. Kazakhstan is home to many more industries that are attracting growing international interest and the attention of investors and potential partners. And for more than 2 decades, the Netherlands has been one of Kazakhstan's leading European partners in trade and investment. Drawing on deep experience in infrastructure, logistics, energy and agriculture, Dutch companies help shape key sectors of the economy. Especially in agriculture, Dutch innovation plays a vital role, introducing advanced technologies in precision farming, crop management, animal health and food processing, and driving sustainable growth through research and collaboration. To get more first-hand information about the actual developments, we were invited by Arie Veldhuizen, the Dutch Councillor for Agriculture, to take a visit at the most important agro-technical research university of the country. The Sakhan Sayfulin Kazakh Agro-Technical Research University, named after a celebrated Kazakh poet, has played for more than 70 years an important role of pioneering agricultural technologies.
As an agricultural councillor, we have the task to connect for sustainable food production systems development our activities with the region, with Kazakhstan. We work with students, but we also work with private sectors, and we work with the government. Kazakhstan is a very strategic point in the connection with Europe. Kazakhstan is also focusing on the development of sustainable food chains, and the Netherlands want to be a partner in this. A nice example is, for instance, the company Food Ventures. Food Ventures has a greenhouse fully equipped in October, where they can produce year-round all kinds of products. Another nice example is the relationship between the Netherlands poultry sector and the Kazakh poultry sector. Kazakhstan wants to increase the production of sustainable poultry, the process industry, but also the farms. The two associations are working together. And also we work with international financial institutes to make things possible.
I feel like the first reason is that Kazakhstan is really a diverse country. We have For example, we have a lot of regions and we have different climates. There is no such thing like Kazakhstan is not only cold, we have warm regions, we have cold regions. For example, if we want to grow some vegetables, some greens that are really comfortable to grow in a warm climate, we have warm climates, then we have warm regions. If we need some colder sometimes like regions, we have Astana, our Astana is cold. So for example, that's why I think that our country is really convenient to agriculture. And also we have a lot of village sites. They grow like cows, and they make dairy, they make meat. There is a lot of, for example, dairy plants, meat processing plants. So I feel like that's a benefit for us. And I believe that we play a key role in shaping the sustainable food production and agriculture, not only in country, but also worldwide. So what do we do? For example, our university have modern laboratories, international partnerships with universities, and we do a lot of research projects actually. So we do not just learn theories, we actually apply our knowledge to experiments, to research projects, to internships. So I feel like we are pretty prepared for the world challenges in the future. So I really hope that I will be playing a key role in developing the agriculture and sustainable food production in Kazakhstan. Yeah.
Some people like to say, at universities around the world, you quickly learn that home is not just a place, but a shared curiosity, a conversation, and a community of minds. And this shared curiosity and forward-looking mindset we met at more places during our stay. As if there is an unspoken awareness within this society, a sense that Kazakhstan, in its singular beauty and the grandeur of its landscapes, is a country whose value reaches far beyond its natural resources, moving steadily toward a future full of promise. But to one of the natural resources, you can hardly escape, even in the capital city.
Well, you feel the wind, you see the sun, so there's a lot of wind and a lot of sun in Kazakhstan. And that is where the Netherlands certainly is strong at. Hydrogen is indeed a sector that is currently being developed in Kazakhstan, and in particular in the area of the Caspian Sea. And the combination of these renewables with hydrogen is there has a big potential.
Indeed, over the last decade, green energy is getting more important in this land of more than 2,700,000 square kilometers, and the capacity has grown dramatically. With expansive, wind-rich landscapes and high average speeds, the country offers a remarkable onshore wind capacity factor of 37%, ranking it at the forefront of global renewable energy opportunities. The government's plans aim to expand total wind energy capacity up to 8-fold by 2035, reaching an impressive 26 gigawatts, which would be enough to cover the whole energy consumption of Belgium or Portugal, cementing Kazakhstan's role as a major force in the global wind energy landscape. But here too, international partnership plays a key role. Wind turbine manufacturer like Vestas uses the experience of other countries like a global laboratory, and the close collaboration ensures that data from existing wind farms significantly contributes to optimizing turbine performance and improving overall efficiency.
Renewable energy field is, I would say, quite developed in Kazakhstan. And on a country basis, as I said, there is a renewable energy support law. And what is important, most important, is that there is specific targets which we see. First targets were 3% of electrical energy production from renewable energy facilities by 2020, as well as the second target was 6% by 2025. And over the time, we see that all these targets have been met. We have over 7% of renewable energy generation in the grid this year. And the next target, which is on the one hand sounds quite challenging, but on the other hand, we see that it's doable. So it's 15% of renewable energy share by 2030, as well as 50% renewable energy share by 2050. It's renewable plus alternative. And all these support mechanisms, as well as interest from domestic developers, as well as international developers, shows us really that these targets are not really challenge, it's more like opportunity. And that's why this field, renewable energy, developing very rapidly, I would say. We understand that in Netherlands, the network itself and capacity is introduced in a very various way. It's both conventional, we understand there is a great penetration of renewable energy to the system as well. And we truly believe that our colleagues from Netherlands could help us to make a research and to develop certain strategy of how renewable energy penetration to the grid could work in a specific synergy with those conventional powers we have in Kazakhstan. Because as I said in the beginning, we have only 3 gigawatt of electrical energy from renewable energies, and still now we are facing some challenges in terms of lack of maneuver capacities. We know that there is a great development of battery energy storage systems in Europe and specifically in Netherlands, so it would be very nice for us to exchange experience how we could introduce it here, not only from technological perspective, but also from legislative perspective, because we have to create legislative basis in order to speed up the development of technologies such as BESS or any other kind of technologies. So knowledge is something we can really help each other with.
All in all, we encountered many statements and assessments that pointed to a very promising development of the Kazakh economy and international cooperation. At the same time, we were fully aware that we had only seen a small part of this diverse society and its complex economic transformation. And yet no one could escape the feeling that a new, fresh perspective is steadily emerging here, one that still holds many interesting opportunities for Europe. When filming was finished, however, one question remained. Why has this country, with its dynamic development and numerous international partnerships, so rarely been part of the discussion when future perspectives are debated in Europe's core countries? It is a question that invites further exploration, a deeper dive into the fascinating countries of Central Asia, and one that, above all, leaves us with a very positive mood and a strong desire to return.
This country has vast opportunities. It's so big, it's 66 times the Netherlands and has a population of only as big as the Netherlands. So you can imagine how much space here there is in this country, but also how many resources they have. That is something to be explored. Secondly, the Kazakh authorities, the Kazakh companies are very much interested in working together with foreign companies, and the Netherlands has a very good reputation in that regard. So I think that also in the field of investments, you have big opportunities in this country. And lastly, and perhaps most importantly, this embassy stands ready to help you in finding your way in Kazakhstan. Thank you.